Well, since you guys are here, who wants to tell me what happened last week?
Thanks, died. And it wasn't last week.
What I you know what I mean? Last week.
Just last time.
Yes, the last
Last
week we
time
played.
on the adventures of people
Lost
doing
Tom.
things.
Talahm. Come on.
We
You can say
did,
it.
did lots of rolls. We
As
did a lot of rolls.
Edward, hey Edward, what the last time that you left the city? What did you have to do? Like, what was the experience like?
We went and I almost died and we murdered things.
Almost died. Why'd you almost
Yeah.
die? What'd you kill?
I didn't kill anything. I'm useless. I did save some dwarves. I think that was last time. I can't quite remember. It's all a jumble up here, you know?
Kenshin, maybe you can help him out. The bumbling wizard seems to have forgotten.
Yes. Well, last time we went to go rescue some dwarves who had been set upon in to some slavery to cut down some
Trees for the nutmeg.
trees for someone. And then in the course of our looking into things, we found out that there was a knotman there, and things got interesting, and people almost died, and Rohan threw some dwarves around, but not all of it was entirely in a friendly manner. And there was, in fact, some dwarf tossing to cause harm, which has since riled certain members of his own group.
You
Yeah.
better bet your ass it has.
That,
But all in all, we ended up coming out ahead, and we removed a knotman from existence.
got some interesting treasure. Few hundred
Some of
gold
us did.
coins.
Oh, who got gold?
That would be Rohan got himself a little bit of gold.
Yeah, but we don't know about that.
No.
I got cock rings!
I got an egg.
You did. Did get yourself an egg.
I have a giant egg.
Well, at the end of last session, there was quite a bit of XP gain. So I think everyone was able to level up again. So let's go ahead and start with Kenshin. What have you taken for advancements and all that stuff?
Well, I actually managed to, through no real fault of my own, managed to accrue 2 levels last week. So Kenshin is now I'm now level 5. For my advancements, I have taken On the Move, which will allow me to defy danger more easily via movement. So whenever I perform movement to defy danger, I will take a +1 on it.
Nice.
And then I've also taken a move which I have renamed Slash, but it's actually the Smash move.
Mm-hmm.
When I perform a hack and slash on a 12+, I deal my damage and I choose something physical my target has. A weapon, their position, a limb, and they lose it.
That could be very fun. All right. And our wizard, Mr. Edward, you got yourself a new spell and a new move. What'd you get?
Yes, I learned Fireball.
quite useful.
And I'm also now very logical. I use intelligence instead of wisdom to discern realities.
Well, that should make things useful and interesting.
Oh, let's hope so.
You better bet your ass it will.
So what I'm gonna do here, when it comes to regaining HP and all of that, whenever you return home, it's gonna be considered a make camp. So you will always be able to get back half of your total XP or your total HP whenever we arrive back at the city. However, if you are so low on health that that's not going to bring you back to full, again, you do have the option of either going to the doctor, paying a little bit of gold, and getting your full HP, or you can purchase a healing potion, poultice and herbs, bandages, whatever it might be, to then use on yourself and get back up to that full. So I think I didn't see anybody that was so low that they wouldn't really need to do that. Everybody should be back at full, but that's just something to keep in mind. As most of you should be aware, and I know Ginger's not here, so he'll just have to kind of catch up, but I did add a new rule, and this is to kind of spur the imagination a little bit more of you guys as the players. Again, what's kind of strange and unique about this game style is that it really is based off of what the players want to do more than what the GM wants to plan for the players to do. So from now on, whoever comes up with a rumor, if we decide to follow that rumor for that week, that person will get first dibs at any treasure. So again, who knows what the treasure will be. You won't have to worry about not getting anything. As long as you succeed, you'll probably get something. And yeah, I just throw whatever you want in there. Rumors can be anything from, I just want to go and explore the world. I have a specific thing. One thing that would actually be a really good idea is when you're looking through those compendium classes, coming up with a rumor that might fit one of those, so that at some point you know that we're probably going to go on a mission where if we complete that mission, chances are you can get that extra compendium class. So keep that in mind, because you guys are going to have to keep track of that more than I will. There's so many of them. I don't know exactly which ones you guys are going for. So while there might be those situations where it's going to end up perfect, that somebody's going to be able to pick up the extra moves, it will be a little bit easier if you guys give a little bit of an advice.
Per level, right?
Yeah, it comes up as an option per level. So it'd be the same as like multi-classing. As you level up, if you have completed whatever the specific activity, mission, or whatever you have to do for that compendium class, then you can choose to select that and all of its starting moves instead of an additional starting move and spell for your current class. Let's see, what else do I have on my list of things to do? Does anybody have any bonds that they feel like they need to change, remove, update, anything like that?
Negative. Rohan is still uncivilized.
Okay. And has anybody felt like their alignment has changed, that they would want to update it? Okay.
Maybe.
No.
Let me look. No, not yet.
Okay. Make sure to add an additional XP, Mr. Edward, for submitting a log for the last week we played.
Okay.
Again, keep in mind that's another way, especially if we do start getting new people to join us, to give them the opportunity to kind of see what you guys have done in the past, have an idea of how things go, like especially if they're going to be questing with you. it could be useful for them to have an idea of what a typical adventure looks like with this group. So that's that. So I think that is all I have to cover. So we'll pretty much go into our downtime moves. So you guys returned home. Obviously, you had all of the fellow dwarves. They immediately went over to the dwarven embassy, which is on its own kind of private floating island. Of course, there was a lot of thanks and gratitude given to you, and you guys were able to pack it in for the night. So, Kenshin, where did you end up sleeping or staying?
Well, let me pull up that particular downtime. I am going to the activities. There we go. Hey, all right.
Welcome back. We're just
I'll
now
have to
starting
help
downtime moves. So the only thing I covered was that again the new rumor rule. If you submit a rumor, you get first dibs of treasure. A really good idea for that is if you have a specific compendium class that you want to work towards, come up with a rumor that will kind of lead you to the success of whatever that action is, because that will be almost a guarantee that you'll at least have a chance to get those extra classes. So keep that in mind, and double check your bonds and alignment. If you feel like any of them need to be changed, updated, or deleted, go ahead and do that at this time. When it comes to HP, every time that we return to the city, it will be considered a make camp move, so you'll be able to regain half of your total HP, like whatever that percentage would be. If you're so low that that number is not going to get you back to full, you still have the option of paying the doctor, buying health potions, bandages, or poultices to get yourself to full before you leave. And that's about it. Now we're waiting for Kenshin to tell us where he stayed.
I'm going to stay in the Dromedo Ladron.
Ah, yes, Dormido Ladron. So it's a decent place, to the point of you probably won't get stabbed once you get into your room. You can tell it's just been used by so many patrons. They don't have the cleaning staff to keep up with it, so they kind of just put on a new bed sheet and call it good. So for that, we're gonna have you roll plus charisma. And that's going to be your total. First of all, you're paying the 20 minus your total charisma coins. So whatever your charisma score.
Which would be 11.
Okay. And then you're going to roll plus charisma. Okay. So something bad happened. You didn't lock the door like you should have. So if you scroll down, you have the Trouble in the Streets list. Select one of those.
Oh. I think I have a new enemy.
What'd you do?
Outsider.
Who are they?
Being an outsider, it's easy to make enemies as opposed to making friends. I honestly think that they are probably a pimp or a bordello master, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, he was, smacking around a few girls, and Kenshin decided that whether it was because he was making too much noise about it or, Kenshin just doesn't roll that way. Either way, Kenshin stepped in and, probably gave him something to remember him by.
Right before he passed out on the floor, he's like, "Don't forget the name of, 'cause I'll be coming back for you."
does all go.
What race was he?
He was kind of scaly, so he may have been a lizard man. I'm not sure.
Just some kind of scaly beast person.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dude.
So with that, unless you've spent all of your activity holds, you do have the opportunity of purchasing additional city activities for 50 coins.
Yeah, I'm not a wealthy person.
All right. And did you use all of yours last time? The 2?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not. I only
Sweet.
used one.
You can definitely feel free to use any of those.
I would just go get a job again.
Okay.
Be a bodyguard.
Another bodyguard? Same guy or different guy?
Well, same guy.
Mm-hmm.
He knows me now.
Let's see, and that was who? Actually, we didn't get a name for him. Doesn't look like. I remember he was a banker.
Yes.
What was his name?
Bartholomew.
Now, does he like? He's just kind of super fearful. Like, there's not really anything for him to be scared of, so it's a super posh job. He's doing it just because he's scared of, the wind, or is there an actual element of, darkness or thievery that he specifically told you about and was worried about?
Well, that's just it. He the problem is that while most of the time he's just transporting papers, sometimes some of his because he's a private banker.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes his clients require him to either bring them, certain amounts of valuables, or take certain amount of valuables and take them and put them away. And because of this, he's thankfully never been targeted while he had any of his clients' goods on him, but there have been times where he's, had ruffians from one of the gangs, the South End Vipers, have threatened him, and that's part of what caused him to seek out a bodyguard.
Perfect. So when you get a job, you get yourself 10 fancy golden coins sitting in your pocket.
Woohoo!
And you are ready to go. Edward, where did you sleep?
So what? It's charisma 20 minus my charisma.
Your total charisma, yeah. So what's your charisma stat?
13.
Okay, so it'd be 7 coins for the Dormito. Ladrone,
Yep, that's
12.
where I stayed.
Okay.
The Dormito Ladrone.
So you actually end up getting a room right across the hall from Kenshin, and you hear him kind of slam the door as he comes home, clearly upset about something. Not quite sure what. Let's see how your night goes. Go ahead and roll your 2d6 plus charisma modifier. All right. Apparently, the hallway you guys were stuck on, it's supposed to have one of those chain locks, but the chain on both doors has obviously been kicked in, so it's just hanging. There's not actually a connection anymore. It's just broken. Go ahead and choose something from the Trouble on the Streets. And make sure you guys are taking XP for those rolls too.
Oh yeah.
And thus the XP train begins.
I'm just gonna take ability.
Okay.
I'm confused as to why there's so much noise outside. So I have a hard time sleeping.
Yeah, you probably just what happens is like right around midnight, you hear like this slapping and the soft whimper of a woman, and then you hear a familiar voice call out, which then leads to more thick body hits. It sounds like a very strange accent is heard, and all you hear is, "You'll have messed with Desargo. Remember that name, for I will always remember your face, foreigner." And that's when you hear like the stomping and the slamming of door, and you recognize that it's Kenshin that's just gone into his room. For like what? Too many things going on in your head. Did you spend all of your city hold last week, or would you like to purchase any additional?
I spent them all, but I don't have the money. I don't have any money now because I can't make it to a blacksmith to sell my cock rings. But I can walk across the hall and talk to Kenshin about those papers he got that he might have forgotten about from the tent there.
Yes. Kenshin did receive some things from the Notman tent.
He might have forgotten he shoved them in his robes there. I'll remind him.
It's true.
Well, if Kenshin looks, he should actually have a letter.
Yeah. Yep, I see it.
And he has other things. So whether he decides to discuss them, that's between you two.
Oh man. So it takes a hold for me to go to a blacksmith or something?
It does. It does.
So
But
I'm still stuck
you
with
never
that.
know. There's
I would have done that as we came back is where I would have went. But oh well.
the outside world may have someone.
I'm gonna share the letter with Edward.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Ginger?
Yep.
Alright. Well, that's it for me. I can't do anything, so.
Okay. Do you want to know what else you have there, Mr. Hawk? Mr. Kenshin?
Yeah. I mean, he's Kenshin's a fairly orderly person. He would have, looked.
Okay.
He would have already checked it all out. He just, he got busy and angry last night because he didn't get some sleep, so he forgot about them.
Okay. So, let me do this real quick. You got yourself the letter. There's a map that seems to cover the area from the logging camp out to the ocean, something like that. And it clearly shows that there's actually a... Oh, don't do that. Ignore that. I need this. It actually shows that the rebel camp was not too far from where you guys were. Right about there-ish. Hopefully you guys... Oh, you guys can't see anything yet. Huh. And we're going to switch over there real quick. Welcome to the world once more.
Come to the place with maps.
Yes. So you can... That big red box... That is the area that the map shows you. Whenever you do a navigate or scout check within that area, you will get a +1 forward.
Oh, nice.
And the spears that are now showing towards the... You might not be able to
right
see
here.
them. Yeah. So that's clearly the marking of the main camp.
Okay.
You also receive 2 scrolls.
which
The
I definitely would pass on to Edward because
Okay. So
I
Edward,
mean I would
you
look at them first, but if
both.
they're magic scrolls,
So definitely, the first one is clearly recognizable as a well, it's clearly what the slavers were using to control their slaves. It's a hold person scroll, and so it was kind of probably a training doc of the specific words to say. Edward, you're familiar with these kind of scrolls that once they are read and the magic is kind of consumed, the scroll is now no longer able to give that spell. It can still explain how it works, but you're no longer able to kind of use it. So it's kind of like a one-time actual use deal. The second scroll, however, is in a language that Kenshin you recognize, but it's really, really old writing, which you remember seeing in like history books of your own old land. Um, how much like knowledge do you carry from the history and development of where you came from?
um,
That
well, I actually carry quite a bit because despite my station in this land, I'm actually from the higher caste where I'm from.
what
So part of my duty is to know our history.
what kind of writing is it? Like, is it characters, letters?
Oh, it's definitely characters.
And why
Um,
isn't this kind of writing used anymore by your people?
because as we began to trade with others, it became difficult for them to follow and understand our written language. So we've actually changed it to facilitate trade and conversation with other peoples.
Okay. So it's an older document and it has a wax seal on it with the insignia of the Knotmen. It pretty much states to return home. That's pretty much the thing that's on it, but it's sealed shut. It has the writing on the top that simply says return home.
Curious.
Well, I have no issue. The seal is the Knotmen seal.
Mm-hmm.
I have no issue breaking that. I'll just break it open and see what it says inside.
So, as you read it, you proceed to actually speak in the old language, and a portal opens up in front of you.
Oh my.
Inside is thick darkness, shadow. You can see movement, and the smell that hits you takes your breath away. You start to feel yourself being pulled into the portal, Kenshin. Edward, you recognize this as a Stargate. And Stargates are known to be a transportation device that allows individuals to go from one plane to another. Kenshin, you are being pulled into the shadow plane, and this portal looks only strong enough for one person.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Ow, that hurt.
I'm gonna do some quick thinking though. I'm gonna grab the bed sheet and tie it around Kenshin before he's sucked in.
Okay. You can recognize that the scroll itself can hold the spell. You would know this, at least, Edward.
Yeah, we can use it a bunch of times.
So in order to stop it, it would be a matter of pretty much saying the words again, but then kind of rolling the scroll back up and sealing it again with your own mark to claim ownership.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, what he said. I forgot what I was gonna say. I scared the shit out of myself. Oh god.
Kenshin is going to, while Edward is handing me the bed sheets, I'm going to.
Trying to wrap them around you so you're not getting sucked in. And I'm telling you, you have to read it again and close the letter or close the scroll.
Okay, so I will. I guess that's a. You want me to make a defy danger?
No, do you do it?
No. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll read it again, and I'll actually. I'll pull my sword out far enough to prick my thumb and use my own blood to seal the letter shut.
So it's pretty clear that because you're in the city, even though you're not very magical, you have like an additional magical kind of hume going through you, so that's why it was so easy to close it. But again, this is a Stargate that goes to the Shadow Plane. You recognize the smell from the Knotmen, but it seems so much stronger. It nearly made you buckle over in sickness.
Pick
so
me a winner, Spoonie.
so that was that. So again, you have the map, the letter, those two scrolls. Mr. Rohan,
Yes, sir.
where did you stay last night?
Where did he stay? He lives on the streets. Where do you think he stayed?
In the back alley.
He's the thing that we have to worry about missing rolls for. He's what attacks us.
Yeah, probably sleeping on the streets.
All right.
Even though he's rich. Nobody knows,
No,
but he's
not.
rich.
So you're gonna roll a 2d6 with no modifier.
The richest guy's gonna get robbed. Nope, he got lucky.
So you choose one option from the trouble in the streets. Something bad, strange, or silly. I don't know why that says of. Or
Let's see, last time you spent the night in jail.
I'm gonna take a debility,
okay.
and I'll take the scared or whatever charisma.
Scarred. Okay.
Scarred. Yeah. I'm emotionally scarred at this point.
That's okay,
Yeah,
I'm
like
confused.
is it because there's so many people? It's
Yeah,
just broken your.
I couldn't find a corner far enough away from the traffic of people that I felt comfortable. So I
You're-
was nervous and on edge all night.
You're almost animalistic, like kind of cowering in a corner, but like ready to fight, kind of jumping out to try to scare people away.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any city hold, or would you like to purchase any?
Well, you get 2 city hold.
That's
Time, right?
no. That's the beginning. I am happy to discuss this as a rule. I mean, we can go
Okay.
back.
I guess it
I'll-
just wasn't.
Yeah, I thought we gotta, like,
You
every
guys-
time we came back.
Okay.
slap
If
it.
you guys feel like that's going to be more convenient, I am happy to go with that, and we'll go back
mean-
through everybody else.
I wouldn't mind it, but I would, instead of 2, we get 1 each time
Right.
we rest.
Yeah, we start. I think it would be better.
Everybody
start
starts
off
with at least
2
one?
and then-
Starts with 2,
Every
and
time
then
that way we can at least
Yeah.
do something.
because I'm completely fine with that. So that way, if you end up still getting good rolls, you can get 3, and if you want to do a whole bunch of stuff, you can still purchase. So we'll go ahead, Rohan. You
Right.
start with 2. If you have any carryover, we'll go back through the rest of you guys. we'll
Well-
add those on. So
We all started with 2 at the very beginning.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Do we want to do 2 every time, or do we?
I'm
wanna
fine
do
with that.
one going
I think
forward?
I would go with.
There's
one-
nothing
I don't
that's
wanna
going
make
to.
it I don't want to make it. Sorry, too easy.
I think
on
if we
us.
get
I
well
would say
rested,
one.
we should get the 2 or whatever. But
I would say
other
we,
than that,
we
just
get
one.
one each
Okay.
time we're back in city.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. So you still have the chance, depending on where you stay, of getting that extra hold. So
Right.
Yeah.
that sounds good. I'll go ahead and edit that. So that way, no matter what, whenever you return to the city, you'll still get 1 city hold to use. If you end up rolling well or purchasing extras, then
That
you
way,
can do
Spoon can
extra.
go sell his cock rings.
well, not only that, it's so in case we do have to heal or whatever, we don't get
Right.
screwed because we can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
We can
so
use that
this
1 for like an
hold
emergency, go to the hospital. Or
On
whatever.
the first session,
Like I said, I'm fine either way. We can
And
lose
we'll
holds for sleeping on the streets. I don't care. But
receive +1 hold
So
each.
I took that, and then I get one
additional-
thing to do.
But that also allows you to stockpile hold if you stay at any of the nice places
Yeah.
and get the
Right.
higher rolls.
like a maximum. Should we put a maximum on that so we're not like?
No,
No,
'cause
well,
there's
that's
only
like as you guys add
only so many
things
things.
to the town upgrades too. Those are going to be additional things that you'll have to spend rolls on, or spend your hold on. So
All right.
I'm not too worried. These are things that technically you should be able to do for free, but because this is a different kind of game, and you actually you shouldn't have access to all these things in one city. They should be spread out. So hopefully that's clear. So each adventure will start with 2 hold for city activity on their first session, and will receive +1 hold on each additional session, plus any from hotel, inn, or additional hold can be purchased for 50 coins each week.
That sounds
yeah,
good to me.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. So we'll go back and do Edward and Kenshin in a second, but
Right.
Rohan, what would you like to do?
I'm looking at. How much do dungeon rations cost? I remember seeing them somewhere.
They're like-
Dungeon rations.
They're like 30, right?
Where's my book? Here we go, my book.
Aren't they on the?
No, they're cheaper.
Oh, there they are. They cost 3
Five.
coins, and you get 5 uses.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So,
So somebody buys 4,000 dungeon rations.
it's actually more cost effective to go to the Dwarven Embassy and buy Dwarven Hardtack, which is a ration, but you get 7 uses for 3 coin.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, if you look on the town upgrades, you have not unlocked the dwarven.
Oh, that's a town upgrade.
Yeah. So it's something to
Somebody
work
should buy a town
towards.
upgrade.
I don't have the cash for that. Are you fucking kidding?
I never said you. I just said somebody.
We
In
have
town.
the smithy already.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, every town should have like a smithy if it's a decent size. There shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Alright,
We
Again.
could probably upgrade the smithy, but
Okay.
I would like go to the smithy and see if he's willing to purchase the crosscut saw that I got from the camp
Okay.
as raw materials. I have no use for it.
I'm sure you could find a use for it.
So I'm thinking that's going to be charisma check.
Of course it is.
Of course, his weakest skill.
So that's going to
Oh,
be
and
a
I got a
saw.
negative
So,
one.
yeah. Go ahead and roll. So on
Apparently.
a 6, he's basically
So that's
he's
a-
gonna he's gonna offer you 5 coins for the saw.
I'll take it. That's fine.
Okay.
This is better than nothing, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I'll take it. Puts me
He's
at-
like he
okay.
kind of looks at you and what am I gonna do with this kind of thing, but still tosses you 5 coins and
It's
says,
raw metal that he can use for whatever.
"Yeah,
Don't care. You can have your metal. I don't have the 3 weight in my inventory anymore. And I
You
make
should've-
coins,
You
so
should
I
have
don't
used it as a
care.
weapon.
No.
You could have like cut off the blades and like attached them to your arms as like
It's a
saw blades.
giant
It's like,
crosscut
"Ah!"
saw. It's literally a 2-person saw that you're pushing through
Well,
giant
you could have
tree
chopped it
trunks.
up yourself and like made armor
because he
out
has
of it.
those
I don't
tools
know.
available.
Right.
Well, he could have went to the blacksmith, but you know what? Screw you all. Just whatever.
No,
I'm sorry that I'm trying to be awesome and you're just being
it was
boring.
a decent idea. It's just not what I intended to do with it. Thank you, though. And then
I don't need your sarcasm, Ginger.
can't upgrade unique items, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not without upgrading the blacksmith, apparently.
You have to remember this town doesn't have a lot of people like you in it, so things like upgrading weapons are kind of like, what do we need to do that for?
Right.
Our guards are good with what they have.
Yeah.
Then I think at that point I'm done because that's my one hold that I had.
Okay.
So I am set. I'm at full health. I've got food.
Make sure to take
potions.
XP for that roll.
Yep, already did.
Perfect.
So I am set.
Kenshin, what do you spend your hold on, if you spend your hold?
I already spent my whole.
You got another one for sleeping,
Yeah.
remember?
If you,
You
again,
spent your
because...
spare one, and now we added another one because we came back to town.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No, he didn't get a hold.
He had an
Yeah.
X
He
one
had
from
an
last
extra
week.
one.
Oh, from last week, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was carryover.
I got a job, so.
Okay.
You just gonna work another shift?
No, I just
Oh, you're just gonna
You're
hold it over? Okay.
One hold.
carry the whole.
Edward, are you
I'm
melting
going to the
these
blacksmith.
down? Are you bringing them as
gonna-
is?
I'm going to probably melt them down for their weight in gold.
Okay.
Tell me they're just gold plated.
No, they're not. They're solid gold.
So as you
gold wrapped steel on their dick. I want solid gold, baby.
and are you doing all of them?
All but one.
So the blacksmith, his name's Earl. He sees you come in. How do you approach him to use his forge to melt these down?
Hey, Earl, how's it going?
Edward, what's an old man like you doing in my store?
Well, I found some stuff I want to melt down.
Some stuff, you say? What you got there?
Okay. I reach into my I guess which would be a satchel or something that I probably have, and bring them out and just plop them on the table.
Those are some
I want to melt these down.
strange sized rings you got there. Yeah, it's fine. I've got nothing going in the back. Go ahead. As you melt them down, there's a strange kind of squeal and pop from the metal as like air is released from each one. It's
They
weird.
were magically enchanted cock rings.
But you end up getting yourself about 2 pounds of gold,
That's a lot of gold.
or a
from-
pound of gold.
Gold
I don't
and
know how
coppers.
much things are. I've never measured gold.
Um,
You get yourself a handful of gold
let's
that you
see,
pick
it'd
up
probably-
out
it'd
of the
probably be like
furnace, and
20 ounces of gold or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's not going to be a whole lot.
It's not gonna be a pound. A
Relative,
pound
yeah.
is like a freaking giant rock of gold.
yeah,
Well,
I
no.
don't.
Well,
This-
you know,
about this much.
That's
gold
what I
is
meant.
not
I just
gold,
exaggerated, Ginger. You know,
yeah. Gold's real heavy.
it is. That's why
Roll
they make
me
bricks out
a 1d100 plus
of course.
your charisma, your total charisma score, please.
Plus 13. Oh, jeez.
You have 99 coins worth of gold. Solid gold.
I'm going. While I'm still in the blacksmith, I'm gonna say, "Hey, you want to buy some gold?"
I want to use your system just to then turn around
Roll,
and sell you what I just melted.
Roll plus your charisma. Hey, you got yourself some gold there. I can give you 50 now, and I'll give you another 50 in 2 weeks. We're not getting a lot of, well, the guards are fully supplied, so really not getting too many customers come in the door, so supposed to have a fairly large order of new spears and everything going to the guard in a few weeks, and I'll have a little bit more money then.
Fine by me.
Okay. He signs out kind of an IOU, hands it to you. 2 weeks, he'll pay you the extra 50.
Okay. And now I have, if I can get rid of this, I have 1 cock ring left.
On your person or just
Yes,
in your
it is
pocket?
on
Yes.
his person.
It's in the general area of
Okay.
me.
It is being used for its intended use.
Okay.
It's the safest place to secure it, you know.
So, this is where we are now. So you still remember,
Oh,
yes.
I guess I don't have any more holds left. I only had 1. Okay, never mind.
So the Cartographers Guild is still looking for a map towards the hidden lake. Your master has told you of a library in the area that has the translator for the book that you have, Edward, and Kenshin, you obviously have the map that shows the very large bandit location.
I'd like to go kill some stuff, but that's just me.
Where's this spot we're supposed to be?
West.
Yeah. In,
You haven't
this general
received.
area.
So the library or the monastery your master told you, Edward, that it is near the Forgotten Trail, a few days journey west. The lake is said to be resting off the mountains that are further west, and the bandit camp is a few days journey northwest.
Well, I am kind of down for going and kicking the crap out of some bandits simply because they were led by a knotman. So I kind of got some. Don't need those. Don't need those SOBs moving into the area.
What books, guys?
We'll get there.
You don't need. I have no use for books
Just because you're illiterate
Unless they're
doesn't mean I
kindling.
am.
unless they are kindling for a fire. I have no use for books.
I'm sorry, Rohan, that you're so stupid.
All right.
My intelligence is 9. It's average. It's average.
Compared to me, son!
Nobody cares about you. I mean, just so you know, I did take a new bond.
I'm gonna bop you on
Okay.
the head with my staff for that comment.
That I feel Kenshin has a weak stomach for violence because he's always trying to talk his way out of things.
That's the man who threw dwarves just so he didn't have to punch something right away.
What are you talking about? I threw dwarves because it was fun.
Yeah, we're still not done with that, that's for sure.
All right. So,
So
as
that's out there.
you're leaving, one of the guards approaches you, Kenshin, and asks, "You were the ones that brought back the dwarves, yes?
Yes.
By any chance, might you be headed back out in that area?"
Indeed, there's a camp that needs to be eradicated.
He shuffles in his gear real quick and pulls out a bounty. Dead or alive, the head or the capture of the bandit Redclaw. 1,500 coins will be provided to the one that brings back proof of their death or their capture to hang below the city.
I'm all for taking a head.
I will gladly take the bounty from him.
I do not know why I travel with you gentlemen.
Wishes you good luck, and you all head out of the city. You see that there is a red skull. Everybody should be able to move that skull. Don't move it unless I ask you to move it, but that is your new icon. I figure that's more fitting for a group like yourselves. So what we're gonna do, it's been actually...
Oh god, it's almost like a skull kicker's skull. Oh jeez.
There's two outliers in this group who don't... The rest are pretty violent by most standards.
No.
And there's me, and then there's the one who rolls around in excrement.
Yeah, Ginger is only violent. I don't know.
Look, it's not that you're super violent, Hawk, but you are
Hey,
violent.
when I have
He's
to be,
efficient.
I am.
There's a difference.
Yes, that's what I mean. You will gladly fight somebody for more than self-defense, but you're not gonna, just run in there and slaughter a village of women because, oh, you know what? I'm on my period today, so.
So on that note, we're going to take a quick break so I can get this set up, and we're going to start making some rolls and diving into the game.